after getting slimed out by Tupac, August Alsina, and God knows who else. Jada Smith has also been with Chris Rock. Will and Jada, they are back in the news again. And Jada is back to embarrassing Will again. This is pretty much a common thing. Whenever you see Jada Smith in the news, you should already be prepared for Will to be taking an L. It's like every time her name is brought up, nothing good. There's no benefit for Will Smith at all. Just recently, she had an interview and this clip surfaced online.
There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
right,
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
yes,
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a fair man, so I gotta say, I gotta give Jada a W. This is a rare Jada Smith W. She just said that her and Will got divorced, but it wasn't legally. There was no paperwork behind the divorce. There's no legal documentation for it. I gotta give Jada a W for this because she's not being the standard woman. A normal woman would divorce you legally and then take all your stuff legally. All the money you earned, gone. The white picket fence, gone. The house, gone. The kids, gone. The family van, gone. The family pet, gone. This is why I continuously tell you guys to not get married in the US. There is no real benefit for a guy to get married in the US at all. I dare you all to name one benefit you gain out of being married in the US. You can't. I'm not even gonna waste your time. Don't even go on the internet. The internet's not gonna tell you anything. Some people might say some BS like, oh, taxes, but like that's for broke people, right? Like if you had money and you had real estate and you know how to write off taxes, that wouldn't even matter. So I gotta give Jada a W on this because she could have easily divorced Will Smith legally. As we know, Will Smith has a lot of money. Matter of fact, let's hit up Google. Let's see what Google says Will Smith's net worth is. Okay, so according to Google, Will Smith's net worth is $350 million. Jada, she not being a standard woman because a standard woman, she would have sold that divorce and took all that stuff. Will Smith would be broke and have nothing and no kids and no house, no pet, no nothing. But back to the video, I gotta ask, why is Jada smiling as she say this? There's nothing funny about this. I'm not laughing. This only further embarrasses Will Smith because not only does this clip make Will Smith seem like a joke, a clown, but it also makes their marriage seem like a joke, a clown. Now you got a bunch of randoms like me coming up on the internet giving their opinion that nobody asked for. And then I also got to address the elephant in the room. If they've been divorced, if they have not been together since 2016 for 7 years, why are you just finding this out? It'd be one thing if nobody knew these two business, but every time Jada comes out, she's always airing out their business, telling all the secrets. I don't know why she didn't just say this from the start. That whole August scenario, that entanglement BS, that whole scenario would have been viewed at differently. People would have probably had different points of view if she had mentioned that they weren't together. If she had told everyone that simple detail from the start, she probably wouldn't be so hated in the first place. This is a little random, but I got to give J. Cole a L. That line, I want that Jada and Will love, that line is not hitting no more. It's not valid no more. I don't want that type of love. You know what's crazy? When I was a kid and I heard that song when I was younger, I was like, man, this is some BS. I couldn't figure out why, but I just always knew that line was some BS. So after finding all this out, everything's becoming full circle. Since Will and Jada have been separated, a bunch of guys have been hitting Jada up, trying to rizz her up, trying to take her from Will. One of those men was August Alsina. But another person that we did not know about that Jada just recently exposed is Chris Rock. Yes, Chris Rock, the same person that got donkey slapped by Will Smith at the Oscars, was actually trying to hit Jada up. This is absolutely crazy. You can't make this up, right? Jada says that, I think every summer all the reports would come out that me and Will were getting a divorce. And this particular summer, Chris, he thought that we were getting a divorce. So he called me and basically he was like, I'd love to take you out. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, aren't you and Will getting a divorce? I was like, no, Chris, those are just rumors. He was appalled and he profusely apologized, and that was that. A lot of things to go over from this short little story from Jada. First off, Chris Rock, I gotta give you an L, man. Like this is L Riz. This is the worst way to pick up a girl. Let's go through Jada's known dating history, right? Jada was messing with Tupac Shakur, a known gangster. This dude in the street, the trenches, rapping, sagging his pants. Obviously, Tupac gotta have some type of game, some type of level to him, right? Just knowing that Jada messed with Tupac, we have to already know that Tupac had a slimer out to some extent. And then on top of that, you throw on Will Smith. We already know Will Smith, a bunch of accomplishments, great actor, mid rapper, good looking guy, you know, pause obviously. And then you throw on August Alsina, another good looking guy, pause, great singer, all that type of stuff, right? So already, Jada's already been with a bunch of high value, top tier guys. So if you're gonna come at Jada, you're gonna have to come at her correct. You gotta have some type of game, you gotta have some type of riz, you gotta have some type of game plan. This man Chris Rock calls her up and says, I'd love to take you out. What? Maybe if this was like 1845 and shit, you know, when women didn't have any rights, maybe that would work. Maybe at the start of the feminist movement that might have worked, but man, we in 2020, we in the 2000s now. Hell no, that's not working. If I was Jada, I'd dub this nigga too. She says that this happened on this particular summer. I'm not really sure what she means by this particular summer. Does she mean the summer that just passed in 2023, or is she meaning a previous summer, right? Because if it happened this summer in 2023, I'm not gonna lie, Chris Rock, he's a demon. He's a slimy guy. Will Smith slapped him, so he's taking revenge by trying to smash his girl. But if this happened before the slap, then everything is making sense. This whole thing is making sense. Because I'm not gonna lie, Chris Rock is an L person for this. It says that they're going through a divorce. The divorce hasn't even happened yet, and he's already trying to get Jada out on a date. Like, that's top tier disrespect. Imagine you and your girl going through a breakup. Y'all not officially broken up yet, but y'all going through it. Y'all going through the motions. Y'all down bad, and someone you know at that is trying to get your girl out on a date. That's top tier disrespect. So, you know, if this happened before the slap, it completely makes sense. Jada and Will, they were down bad. Chris was trying to capitalize on that and take Jada from Will. Will was not rocking with that. So the first moment he got to slap Chris, he would take it, and that moment was at the Oscars. But speaking of Chris Rock, I don't know if this is true, but allegedly Chris Rock wants Jada Smith to keep his name out of her mouth. Yo, Chris Rock talking crazy. Problem is, no one can take Chris Rock serious, right? Like Chris Rock, what are you gonna do? As if Will Smith won't come out and slap you again? And even after all this, Jada was still not done embarrassing herself and Will. She reveals that as a teenager, she was selling. I thought I was going to be a queen pin for sure. So she thought she was gonna be like Walter White, just selling drugs. This woman right here. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all think Jada Smith could pull off being a queen pin? I feel like she would be in entanglements with all her clients, the attractive ones at least. You can get caught up in the scenery. I was rolling with some really high rollers at the time. Bro, like, who are you rolling with? Tupac? You spilling everything else out. You might as well tell us who you were hanging around with. They probably not even alive, or they're probably in jail anyways. You might as well just say their name. That was a whole nother Jada. A whole nother Jada that would chase somebody down the alley with a switchblade because they stole $700. Damn, Jada sound like a demon. Or the Jada that would sell then get set up and two dudes come in with 9 minutes. Bro, who cares, dude? I don't know. Obviously, Tupac has some type of heavy influence on her because the stuff she's saying sounds like the type of life Tupac was living. So, you know, it kind of makes sense why she's so obsessed with Tupac. And speaking of her obsession with Tupac, Jada also claims that Tupac was her soulmate. This is completely a smack in the face to Will Smith. Jada, you gotta let this go. You have to let this go. Tupac is not coming back, bro. He's dead, or maybe in Cuba. I don't know. Point is, he's not in the US. You do not have access to this gentleman. You are never going to see him again. Please stop mentioning this fellow's name. So I leave you guys with this. Be careful of the women you take serious. And that is all, guys. I'm gonna wrap the video up. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. I read all the comments. Like, comment, share, all that lovely stuff. My name is Kreezy. I'll see all you folks again when I drop another video.